For this trip, we're in Canyonlands National Park, specifically the Island in the Sky district. They call it the Island in the Sky for a reason, but up there on the paved overlooks, you're just a spectator looking down. To really understand the scale of Canyonlands, to feel the weight of a few 100 million years of erosion, you have to go down. There are trails you drive, and then there are trails you commit to. This is the White Rim Road, 100 miles of raw desert carved between the Green and Colorado rivers, wrapping around the base of the towering mesa known as the Island in the Sky. No pavement, no guardrails, no cell service, just rock, sand, exposure, and whatever you brought with you. It was originally built in the 1950s for uranium prospecting. Today, it's one of the most iconic overland routes in America. White Rim kind of holds a special place in my heart, as it was the very first solo overland style trip that I ever embarked on, about 4 or 5 years ago now. So I'm really excited to get back to it, experience it again. Along with this time, we're going the opposite way, clockwise instead of counterclockwise, which I went the first time.
This is an 81 Honda.
First up, it's time for some brief introductions. First up is Kaden. Kaden is the mastermind behind this entire trip. I'm just lucky enough to have been invited along with, and I truly appreciate it. Me and Kaden went to school together, and our friendship goes way back to having Halo marathons in middle school. Next is Kyle. I first met Kyle through Kaden back in 2024 when they invited me to come along with for another one of Kaden's mastermind plans, the Utah Traverse Route. Third is Jared. Jared is Kaden's brother. I kind of knew of him growing up, and we always shared similar passions like dirt bikes, but for some reason we actually never met. I didn't really meet him until the Utah Traverse trip along with Kyle. And finally there's Carrie. Carrie is Kaden and Jared's dad, and is a pretty dang cool guy in my book to still sleep in a tent in the cold and bounce around in a Jeep for days at a time in order to tag along on things like this with his son still. I honestly couldn't ask for a better group of guys to be able to tag along with on adventures like this. We all seem to get along really well, and trips together are always filled with jokes and laughter the entire time. We're headed down the Schafaer switchbacks right now. The switchbacks are a series of sharp hairpin turns on the Schafaer Trail, where the road descends from the rim of the mesa down into the canyon. It drops roughly 1,500 feet across a relatively short distance. The actual road of the switchbacks, as you can tell, is actually a pretty good road. There's nothing really technical about it. That being said, it does get quite narrow in places with very sheer drops, and there are no guardrails and no safety devices of any kind on the trail. So while the road is good, it can be quite exhilarating going down this, especially if you're not a fan of heights or shelf roads. Somebody appears to have had a very close call with what I would assume is a trailer of some sort.
It looks even worse up close.
I think their switchbacks were way worse than this. I agree.
The Schafaer switchbacks themselves aren't technically part of the White Rim Road Trail. You do not need a permit to go down or back up the switchbacks. You can go down them, back up, or you can also go down them and get into Moab via a different trail with no permit required. This section from here on does require a permit. and it's actually one of the most regulated 4x4 roads in the US. There is a cap on the daily amount of vehicles that are allowed, and you have to have a reserved campsite. It is also entirely within the borders of Canyonlands National Park, which means no drones, no dogs, and all the other usual rules and regulations of a national park. As far as off-road trails go, though, I would put White Rim in the legendary category. It makes a gigantic, nearly 100-mile loop around the mesa, which is known as the Island in the Sky district of Canyonlands National Park. In fact, when you're up in that district, looking down, you can often catch glimpses of the trail and sometimes even the vehicles going on it. And while there are pit toilets at most of the campsites, that is about the only amenities you will find out here. It is very remote. You and your vehicle has to be prepared for the entire 100 miles with enough fuel, water, food, and mental fortitude. While the road isn't overly technical, there are some notable obstacles, and it is rough the entire way.
I got a deal for you.
While you might hear 80 to 100 miles and think maybe a handful of hours, it's often recommended to take 2 or 3 days to drive the entire trail. It is doable in one day, or mostly in one day, but it makes for a very long, rough, bumpy day. You have to get going early, keep up a pretty good pace, and take very few longer breaks. We did about 75% of it in one day, and even doing that was a pretty long day.
Dogs. Flip in.
If I had to pick one single thing about the desert that would be my favorite, it would have to be sunsets. Nowhere else on Earth, in my experience, competes with the sunsets in the desert. It's something that you have to experience at least once in your life if you haven't yet.
This is freaking glorious. Oh my lord.
One thing I absolutely love about Utah is in a lot of places you can get the desert sunset and also get alpenglow in the background as a backdrop. It's the best of both worlds.
He's about to make a baby right now.
We're about to capture a National Geographic moment.
Straight up, I'm filming it right now.
Me too.
You're gonna get the view here in a minute.
Out of all the time I've spent in the desert up to this point, I believe this is only the second time that I've seen bighorn sheep just out in the wild like this. Carrie was actually the first to notice it. His years of experience hunting must have trained his eyes quite well. Believe it or not, this is one of 2 sightings on this trip alone. The campsite that we had reserved for this night was only about 25% of the way or so into the trail, so about 20 or 25 miles. We got kind of a late start on the trail due to going to Dead Horse Point State Park beforehand, so we did end up getting in the camp after dark. It wasn't all that late though, probably 7:30, 8 maybe, so we just set up and made some food and had some great conversation around the fire as usual.
Good morning. We are up and going. We got a long day ahead of us. We're only camped about a quarter way into the trail. So we have about 75, 76 miles back to pavement now. 76 rough miles. But it'll be fun. It's gonna be a good day. I'm really excited for the west side, especially. I do remember the west side being the most scenic, and it has the actual obstacles like hard Scrabble, Murphy's hogback. I feel like I'm forgetting one or two, but it's more scenic and a little more technical. So I'm excited for the west side. So off we go.
If I had to pick one single landscape feature that would define basically the entire White Rim Trail, it would be these gigantic chasms that's been carved into the rock. Especially on the east side, most of the notable landmarks are these huge chasms. The camera doesn't do the scale of them any justice, and more often than not, they're right along the road.
We actually got into camp fairly late last night. Not fairly late, but much later than we thought we were going to get there. Got in at like 7:30. I think this is gonna be a pretty long day, honestly. But that's okay, because we are on the White Rim. We are in Moab, we are in the desert, and we're on White Rim, so can't go wrong.
I actually held off on making this video for quite a long time. This trip was back over Halloween of 2025, and it is now March. For a few reasons. One, because this is my first trip using the 360 cameras on my roof a lot, and I underestimated the amount of work reframing that amount of 360 footage would take. And two, I tried shooting in RAW on my camera on this trip without really knowing the downsides to it and without really exposing correctly for it. So a lot of my handheld camera footage just looks absolutely terrible, and that kind of discouraged me for a long time. This whole content creation thing is new to me. Cameras as a whole are new to me, really. And it's just been a giant learning process. But I feel like I'm starting to slowly dial in what does and doesn't work for me, what I do and don't like in the process of creation, and dialing in my kit more these days. So hopefully my videos and the content I can deliver to you guys will continually improve. Now that I'm finally getting around to making this video though, it's serving as a reminder to how awesome this trip actually was. I'll tell you what, these mountain bikers, God bless them, trying to pedal their hearts out, does not look fun at all to me. To each their own what things they enjoy. I enjoy backpacking, which is type 2 fun, but mountain biking on White Rim Road for like 100 miles, I will pass. I will respectfully pass on that one. Starting to get onto the western side of the trail now, so it's starting to get a little more technical, which makes it funner, if you ask me. Slower going, but funner. Kaden has affectionately named his excursion Big Ugly. Unofficially, I like to call it the Big Green Mean Machine. As you can hear, it certainly sounds mean. We're coming up on Murphy's Hogback now, which is the first real obstacle. It's just a fairly steep climb is all, but this kind of begins marks the beginning of the most technical section of White Rim, in my opinion, also known as the most fun section.
We are about to go up Murphy's Hogback. Four low, and we're good to go. I've actually only ever went down this, because the last time I did White Rim it was counterclockwise, so I think a lot of the major obstacles on White Rim here are harder going clockwise, even though I still think it's better to go clockwise, because at least is the driver, because all the views are out your driver's window for the most part going clockwise. This is like a plateau, so you go up one side and then you have to come right on back down the other side. It's the first time I've used 4-low on this whole trip so far, for the ratio more than the traction, but it's pretty decent climb, pretty decent incline angle going up the hogback there. So far the other side's definitely steeper. I just hit 14, 15 degrees right there, but the other side had to have hit 20, 25, maybe. Well, hit 20 degrees there momentarily. That was the steepest part, I think. Which doesn't sound that steep if you're not, if you haven't off-roaded in a vehicle much. 24, 25, 20 degrees doesn't sound that steep. In a vehicle, it's quite steep. It's pretty significant.
Mike said you owe us water.
I have like 4 gallons. Would you guys rather bottles or just refill your things?
If there's a way to just refill.
Because he has bottles and I have like 4 gallons that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean we could.
You'll have to come back here if you want.
Hold one.
Oh my gosh.
That should be
so
enough.
nice.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You sure?
Thank you so much.
You guys can all refill your thing. I have more water than I'll use.
I think we're alright. I mean, we'll unless these trucks had a catastrophic breakdown, both of them.
Okay.
We'll see them eventually.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Really
Yep.
appreciate it.
How long does this take you guys?
3 days. We're doing
3?
3 days. Yeah.
Thanks. That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
People are doing it in one day.
That's crazy. I couldn't even do it. It's a long day doing it one day on a vehicle.
Yeah.
That's wild. See ya. Those bikers, their support vehicle was apparently is MIA. And one of them was out of water, and they have not seen the support vehicle anywhere. So it could be broke down or something. Hopefully their support vehicle catches up.
Thankfully, we did end up passing their support vehicle that they said to be on the lookout for a short while later. We did not, however, stop them and say that they owed us water as they wanted us to do. I'm just glad that help was on the way for them.
Every time I'm out in places like this, like on White Rim or Lockhart Basin is another very good example. Just out in the middle of nowhere with gigantic canyons and the Colorado River and this just maze of geology. I always wonder what it must have been like back in the 1800s. Just how it must have been like to live here and try to navigate through this on foot, horseback, or horse and wagon. Like, no real maps. Just trying to navigate this labyrinth of geology would have been absolutely insane. Blows my mind. The hardiness of the people back then had to have been crazy.
Pause here real fast. We need to talk about this Sprinter van here. I have absolutely zero idea how they got this Sprinter van up and down Hard Scrabble Hill. The best that we could guess is they were going clockwise the same as us, and they were going to have to try to go up it and back down it the next day. But you could not pay me enough money in the world to take a Sprinter van up and down Hard Scrabble Hill. So whoever you are out there, Mr. Sprinter Van here, bravo, sir. Bravo. I would love to know the outcome of your adventure here. To be clear here, I wasn't talking crap on that guy or bashing him. I'm just genuinely impressed. If he got a Sprinter van up and down Hard Scrabble Hill, hell yeah. One reason I really love going on trips with this group is not just because our personalities mesh well, it's also because our driving and adventure styles mesh well. I'm somebody that doesn't mind spending 8 to 12 hours a day behind the wheel on trips like this. In fact, I prefer it. My mindset on trips like this is see as much as possible in the time frame that I have. I don't like long breaks, and I like to just go. And that meshes really well with this group. I will say, though, that I'm now taking applications for a driver so I can get out and film sometimes like Kaden does.
This place is so cool. I love this section of the trail. The shelf road. I love shelf roads for some reason. A lot of people hate shelf roads, and I get it. But I think shelf roads are awesome. This is probably my favorite section, driving section at least. Possibly scenic view section also of White Rim. We're just before, actually I think we're coming up to Hard Scrabble.
Hard Scrabble is actually kind of climbing up a mesa and then going over the top along a shelf road and then going back down the mesa. So in reality it's two hills, Hard Scrabble hills, I'm not sure. But either way, it's one of my favorite parts of this entire trail. Cameras never do any sort of obstacle or hill justice and always downplay them. So if it looks even slightly steep on camera, you can bet that it's pretty damn steep in real life.
Such a cool view though. Such a cool climb. This is what it's all about. This is what I'm here for. This is actually a pretty crazy climb. You're basically climbing up a mesa. Not bringing a Sprinter van up or down that though. That guy back there.
Now we go across and back down. I'm honestly not sure which way would be the harder way between clockwise or counterclockwise for Hard Scrabble. All I know is this is one of my, if not my absolute favorite part of the entire trail. The climbs, the down climb, this beautiful shelf road along the river here. Exquisite.
This shelf road's so cool across here. I love it. Absolutely love it. And these cliffs are crazy on both sides. Colorado's down there. We got some fall colors going on still along the river. Shadows are getting long because of the time of day. Oh man, that lighting. Woo-hoo. Borderline arousing, boys.
As I was driving across here, one thing kept crossing my mind. And that's that hard Scrabble has to be the worst place on the entire White Rim Trail to come up on somebody attempting to come the opposite way as you. I'm actually fairly surprised the Park Service hasn't mandated this trail be a one-way only, either clockwise or counterclockwise, solely due to hard Scrabble. Because it's a pretty fair distance where there's basically nowhere to let another vehicle by you.
Places like these, where I am very thankful for my 4-to-1 transfer case. 4-to-1 transfer case on top of 513 gears. I barely have to touch the brakes on stuff like that, so it's very nice. Just creep down it in a very controlled manner. That we're done with hard Scrabble. I think it's pretty smooth sailing from here on out. We only had one night reserved for camping down in here on White Rim, so we have to finish it tonight. We don't really have a choice. We have to get out and find some BLM camping somewhere. Golden hour is about to begin in a few minutes, according to my app. I think it's a little late. I think it's been going, but what a fitting time to be finishing the trail during golden hour. Just perfect. Sometimes things just tend to work out perfectly, and I'm here for it. plan is to not even go up the mineral bottom switchbacks. We're gonna go check out these mineral bottom campsites, dispersed sites, down by the river here. I'm ready for some dinner. That's what I'm ready for. God, I love the desert. This is my home. The desert's where my soul lives. We've arrived at camp, and it looks very promising. And I'm ready for some dinner.
Unfortunately, Jared and Carrie headed home this evening. We live about a 3-hour drive from Moab, so it's not too terribly far. So it was just me, Caden, and Kyle for this second night. We settled in, made some delicious food, and once again had some great fireside chats.
Morning. It got pretty cold last night. My Bluetooth thermometer says the low was 32.7. And my heater decided to run out of fuel. How dare it? The audacity. The plan is we're just going up the mineral bottom switchbacks and headed home as far as I know. We woke up this morning to prop planes flying very low inside the valley here. They're probably only 100 feet off the ground. Looks like there's 3 or 4 different ones. One of them looks like the Red Bull plane. So we're not sure what's going on. They're kind of just buzzing back and forth. So we're not sure what's going on, but it's pretty cool to watch. Out of all the sights I would expect to see down in a desert canyon on a Sunday morning, prop planes flying right next to the ground is not one of them. That would never come up in my list of things I would expect to see.
I had personally never been in this area of this canyon, the mineral bottom area. There's apparently a boat ramp, which we were visiting right here, and there is a runway, which I, for one, did not have any clue about. And I'm not sure, I don't think any of us knew about it, but we figured it out pretty quick this morning. The following clip, I really debated on whether I should include it or not. And I finally came to the conclusion that such an epic quest has to be memorialized somehow, even if it is a little embarrassing.
Okay, wait. What did you say?
My phone is in the toilet.
Inside of the toilet.
Inside of the toilet.
Why'd you put it there?
I thought it was a good place to store it.
I have a really long magnet.
Oh yeah, the Mac.
Back would be magnetic.
MagSafe.
How deep is it?
The MagSafe thing, not very deep.
Because if you need my magnet.
I have this.
You film what's going on here. I'm gonna go check the air. You film him. You go follow him.
Oh, go. You got vice grips?
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Caden said I have to film you.
I don't know, man. Look at it. How far do you think that is?
It's in there. Oh, that sucks.
There has to be a way to get it.
Oh, there has to. It's not that far.
Oh my god. Bro, what is this? I need longer. Can you go see?
Yeah, I can go
Another
see.
set of vice grips would probably work.
All right. We'll try and hurry so you can go. You just ruined that girl's day. She's like, oh, I'll go try somewhere else.
I know, too, so. I'm sorry, so sorry, lady.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't need you peeing on my phone either.
Listen, look, this is like a $1,500 phone, man. I don't know, this is the shit. I need to hold this. Grip this like my life depends on it. Okay. Okay.
Plumber Skyler.
Come on. Stick on there. No! Mission success! Now it has age on it though. There's probably some unknown viruses down there.
Wow. I'm amazed. Ingenuity.
I have Clorox wipes. You don't have to happen to have like Clorox spray, do you?
I don't know. You may hold that while you're.
I don't think you want to hold that.
I probably
I
don't.
wouldn't put that upon you. That's disgusting. I can't believe I just got it though.
Well done. Thank goodness for all the people that pooped before you.
God bless 'em.
And whoever dumped that much toilet paper down there.
And there was that giant pile of shit like 6 inches to the right. If it would have landed in that, I would have just fallen. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you're like, no, done.
It's gone.
In my defense, I'm not quite sure what took over me this day to dive headfirst into a pit toilet. I was thinking how expensive that new iPhone 17 Pro Max was that I had only had for maybe a month, if that at this point. But even so, looking back now, that was I'm not sure what I was doing, but I did get it. I did get it. I also ended up having to throw away the phone case almost immediately in Moab. I'm not sure what sort of weird chemicals are down in there, but the phone case wasn't having it. The Clorox wasn't touching the smell. The phone is fine. I still have the phone to this day. Totally fine. I'll call that a win.